Hi, my name is Harry Vasquez. I'm 20 years old and I live in New Haven. I'm here today to talk about the Bill 6386. I am speaking against the bill because I think it will harm me and other kids like me. I have been living in New Haven for about 12 years now, and I've been going to the Family Support Center at St. Francis Home for Children in New Haven. I grew up in one of the worst parts of New Haven. I live with my grandmother, and these past 2 years have been hard for me because the people I used to hang out with always got in trouble. So my mom used to always tell me, choose your friends wisely. I ended up in court 3 times from the time I was 13 until I was 14 years old because of my friends I chose. I used to run away a lot too. The court was going to give me 2 weeks in house arrest and 1 week in detention, but instead I went to the New Haven Family Support Center Respite Care Program. It taught me that if I wanted to earn something, I had to do chores. It gave me a break from my friends and family for 2 weeks. I learned coping skills. I used to curse a lot at my mom, but I learned to go into my room to cool off and then sit down and talk to her. I learned how to make better friends. After I left the respite care, I did anger replacement therapy at the Family Support Center. I learned to think about the consequences and to walk away and to let things go. I also did boys council group where I learned how to solve problems. I also got to take a cooking class and taught everyone how to cook Spanish food. The Family Support Center also gave me in-home therapy which gave me a biological therapist because my grandmother only spoke Spanish. This was in my home 3 times a week for 5 months. It taught me to sit down with my mom and communicate. So now we sit down and talk more. And if I want to do something like go to the mall, now I sit down with my grandmother and ask her ahead of time what I have to do to earn that. I used to get angry quickly and I don't anymore. I'm doing better in school, and now that I do better in school, my teachers actually want to refer me to a good school, high school. I get along with my grandmother better. Since I came to the Family Support Center 6 months ago, I haven't been arrested since. Without the Family Support Center, I would probably still be in house arrest, probably taken by DCF, and this would have affected my school.
Thank you, sir. You're all set? Can we ask you some questions? Okay, good. Well, that's very impressive. Did you say you're 22 years old? Is that right?
No, 14.
Oh, 14. I'm sorry. I was going to say. But are you in school now?
Yes.
Full time again? What year are you in?
8th grade.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think, we're all a bunch of politicians up here, and you're dressed like a politician today. That's a good thing. And in a few more years, 4 more years, you'll be able to run for office, and I think everybody here feels like you might be a good candidate for maybe to sit up here with us one of these days. So thank you for doing this. Is there any other questions? Representative Walker?
Thank you for coming up to testify. I know that was hard. Have you ever done public speaking before?
No.
Oh, you did very well. You did very well.
Thank
Do you still see any of your old friends that you had when you were getting in trouble?
No.
So that's part of the thing that you were taught when you were at the Family Support Center?
Yes.
Have you heard or seen any of them? Do you know if they're in school or if they've gotten in trouble or anything?
Not at all.
You stay away from them? How is it with your family now? Do you have a different environment, or do you have bad word? Do you know when you have arguments? How do you resolve the arguments with your mom?
I usually go to my room, and if I get mad, I calm down first. Then I'll go to the kitchen and sit down with her and talk to her about it.
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you like school?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your testimony.
You're welcome.
Mr. Vasquez, let me ask you a couple other questions that occurs to me, and I'm not asking for names or anything like that, but do you have friends who have ended up going to detention, to juvenile detention? Do you know anybody who's actually been through that part of the process?
Yes.
And what's your sense? Can you just from talking to them or talking to other people you know in the neighborhood and stuff, does it seem like it's helping them? Is it a deterrent? Do people learn a lesson from doing that? Or what do we need to know about what happens when young people like yourself end up going to detention?
Sometimes they learn, or sometimes they just don't learn until the second or third time they've been there.
And out of the people you know, again, I don't really care their names or anything like that, but just typically, how long do some of the people you know, how long have they actually spent in the juvenile detention facility?
A month or two.
And this is the one over on Whaley Avenue, is that right?
Yes.
That place? Okay. And have you talked to some of them after they got out of there?
Some of them.
And do they tell you about their experiences at all?
Yeah.
What kind of things do they say?
It's scary, and sometimes like they get homesick or something.
And do you tell them about your experience, kind of seeing the
Yeah.
better side of it? And what kind of things do you say to them about your own experiences?
I tell them how I learned about how I did my mistakes and how I'm doing better now.
Are they surprised to hear that stuff, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's very interesting, and I hope you keep us informed. I know you're working with some great people now, and you know, I think a lot of us would actually like to come over and visit and see what it's like over there and just get a sense of a good program that seems to be getting good results, and you're the best evidence of good results over there. So thank you for coming up here today and sharing your story with us, okay?
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions? Representative Ham?
Thank you, Mr. Vasquez, for coming up. I can't tell you how much it means to folks like me who spent a long time believing that family support centers were the right diversion to get our kids out of the detention centers and out of the courts. But whenever you embark on something new, you're not sure how it's going to quite turn out. Could I ask, it sounds like you said you were there for a 2-week respite, roughly, to kind of take a break and get away from your family and calm down.
Yes.
What was the actual behavior that sent you there, if you can tell me? Were you running away? Were you
Yeah.
beyond control of your grandmother, that kind of thing?
Yes. I used to run away a lot, disrespect my mother.
And was it a probation officer that sent you? I mean, you went into the court and then were referred out to the family support centers?
Yes.
And how was that experience? Did the probation officer carefully interview you and all those kinds of things to make that decision? Did you agree to go, or did you have to be talked into it?
I agreed to go.
So you thought it was a good idea?
Yeah.
And what was it about the 2 weeks there that you think kind of clicked for you? Was it the staff? Was it the time away? Or was it kind of all of that?
The groups and the staff that
The
were
groups, okay. Very good. And you went, how many other children were there when you went?
there. 2.
2. So you got a lot of one-on-one time as well as group.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like your grandmother knows that you're a different guy now, huh?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on turning your life around and for coming up here and sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.